holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy.
We have come together as family. We have come here as we are. Yeah. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in the celebration. We sing with words of praise. Oh, we affirm all life is sacred. We declare that peace is here. Yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Oh, raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place.
Thank you so much. We have our wonderful band here. We have Harry and John and Caleb, and we have our own Catherine and Ward and Alan. Why? How was a deep fishing expedition there? Sorry, Alan. I know who you are. And
He's our
guest-
favorite, so Alan's our favorite. He has to come last. So.
That's right. Well, and
But then there's me. I'm Tom.
and
so
there's Tom
there's
Lick
that.
from Mile High, was, right? A long time? Yeah.
I'm from everywhere.
From everywhere. From everywhere. But we're always glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And if there are any people here for the first time, we offer you an especially warm welcome. And we are so delighted that you're here, especially to those you bring, the children. Their energy just fills this place like nobody's business. So thank you. And for all of you who come here anyway, all the time, we are especially glad to have you here too, because this community, if you're new here, this community is special. And these people that come every week are incredible. So we hope you'll be one of those. We have, in the back, you can sign up for, if you're a newcomer, for our email blast. You just get one email a week, and it tells everything that's going on, who the next speaker and guest musician might be, what the topic is, and classes that are coming up, other events, opportunities to serve. So you'll want to get that. We won't hassle you or bother you in any other way. So it's a safe place to sign your name. So do that. We have special people. We have so many special people, right? The ones wearing white stoles are what we call practitioners. And these are super prayers. and visioners. They can see the truth behind all the stories we tell ourselves and come out with the best possible scenario to play out in our lives, to attract to us. So if you want to, they would love for you to tap them on the shoulder and say, "Can you speak to me? Can you pray with me a minute?" They'll do that. Janice DeBaca is our wizard this morning to put together our beautiful spring altar. If that does not say spring, what does? I'm excited. And so this time, we are going to have some special announcements from our board president, Jeanette Bennis.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I think we've got the announcement that we have been waiting for. And from our newest members, John and Harry, give me a drum roll and a bass. Woohoo! Thank you. Yes. We are ready to announce the ministerial candidates that are being presented to you. The first one is Reverend Patrick Soren. So yay, woohoo! And the second one is Reverend Eugene Holden. So, yay. Yes, and rather than having just one candidate weekend, the plan is to have each candidate speak for 2 Sundays before candidate weekend. And so on March 29th and April 5th, Reverend Patrick will be delivering the Sunday message. And April 19th through the 26th, Reverend Eugene will be delivering the Sunday messages. And then on May 3rd, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, that's the candidate weekend, and that will be Reverend Patrick, where he will be delivering a Sunday message, be conducting a workshop, be available for all of your questions. We'll be meeting with different groups. And also please know that on the Sundays that these candidates speak, that you can definitely ask whatever questions you'd like. Yeah. And then on May 10th, which is Mother's Day weekend, that's 8th, 9th, and 10th. That is candidate weekend for Reverend Eugene. And the plan is to have a vote, membership vote, May 17th. So that is the plan right now, and we are super excited for you. These are 2 solid, good candidates. Yeah. We're very excited. Yeah. And I'd like to give you an update on Dr. Vern. And so his condition has not changed since the last announcement. And so the family and Dr. Vern are transitioning him to a more care-based, comfort-based type of treatment. So if you would like to visit, please see Pam Eichenberger. We're trying to, Pam? Yes, just see this young lady over here with the white stole and let her know when you'd like to visit. And in keeping with Dr. Vern's very strong wishes and honoring those wishes, the class that he and Hans put together will take place as planned. And so I turn the mic back over to Carolyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Wow. We've been planting seeds, calling a new minister, and it's spring, and they're sprouting. And what great news, right? The class that Jeanette was referring to is Discovering the Living Word. The last class that Dr. Vern and Hans taught was based on Hans's wonderful book. If you haven't read it, get it. Believing, Becoming, Being. And this class is going to continue that theme of chosen words of truth, love, joy, and peace. And even if you didn't take the first class, you will not want to miss this class. Hans and Dr. Vern have been meeting regularly for a long time, and they both come from a very deep place, a very beautiful place, and they have a special gift for sharing that. So go online, sign up for that class. It will start on April 2nd and Saturday, April 4th. April 2nd is a Thursday, so Thursday at Parker Task Force or Saturday in the Bennis home, the beautiful Bennis home. And the investment is $125. If you have never taken a class with CSL Parker before, you get half price, $62.50, which is basically a latte a week. So, so don't miss it. I have to take just 1 minute in introducing our minister to say thank you so much for this has been the most peaceful, blessed time of searching for a minister I have ever experienced. And Reverend Michelle has been a part of that. We have had regular speakers who are just amazing and who have not only brought their messages, they've brought their hearts. And we cannot tell you how much we love and appreciate you and your husband for being here, especially on Bronco days, right? If you don't know Dr. Michelle, on her Facebook page it says that she is a spiritual being, a mom, wife, minister, and author, and a spiritual being who loves to dance with the divine life and to help others to do that too. So we are thrilled to have her. Our practitioner today is Jeanette Bennis. And so I invite her now as we transition into the spiritual portion of our. Thank you.
As we gently close our eyes, we allow that beautiful sound of the singing bowl to just fill our hearts, fill our souls. Just let that settle in. And recognizing and knowing that there is only one presence, one power, one divine energy flowing through us and as us. We recognize that presence as God, the divine spirit, the divine energy, the breath of life, the all that is. And we allow that to flow through us and as us, knowing that it is divine life, that it is the breath of life. It is the very essence, the very presence of who we are. And so we recognize that presence here and now within us, around us, sitting next to us, outside our doors. We know that that presence is light, it is love, it is joy. And we are so grateful for that. And we take that light, that love, that joy that it lays within our hearts, and we radiate that out we radiate that out to the world. We radiate that out to each other. We hold each other in that light and in that love. And we take that light, we take that love, and we shine it on Dr. Vern, his family right now, knowing that they experience that love, they feel that love, they feel the love that we send them. And so in recognizing that presence, we also say thank you. We are just so grateful for this community, for one another, for the light that this community shines out into the world, for that connection that we have with one another. And so during this service, we just recognize that love. And we are just so grateful to have Dr. Michelle with us, knowing that her message just touches us in that deep, beautiful, loving way that helps us to connect even deeper with one another. We give thanks for our musicians, knowing that the beautiful music that they bring forth just touches us, brings us joy, and just fills our hearts. We're thankful for all of the volunteers that help to put this service together, knowing that their love matters, that we can feel the love that they put into this day, into helping put the service together. And we are grateful for our practitioners, knowing that their consciousness continues to uphold us, to ground us. And so it is with deep love that we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. And please join me in grounding this by declaring, and so it is. Amen. Well, we continue to pray. We continue to pray. We've got our two candidates, but we will still recite our prayer that calls in the perfect candidate. So please join me in reciting. We, the beloved community of CSL Parker, call forth through the divine field the minister who is perfectly aligned with our soul's next evolution. We celebrate our presence as a high vibration community, heart-guided, love-expressing, alive in sacred service, and inclusive of all ages, races, and lifestyles. Standing as a lighthouse for humanity, we release all ego, resistance, fear, and urgency. In trust, gratitude, and unity, we affirm that the one presence is already weaving the path that brings our minister to us now. And so it is.
Just breathe in this moment. Take a few moments. service, I invite us, if we feel comfortable, to place our hand or hands over our heart as we breathe in the very breath of life, affirming these beautiful words, there is only love. Feeling that truth rise up from the depth of our being, feeling that divine love that is the truth of who and what we are. There is only love that is the truth of us now. There is only love that is the truth of this universe. There is only love that is the truth of this body. There is only love that is the truth of this soul, this essence. There is only love that is the truth of this community. We stand in it, we breathe in it, we truly are it, and we are blessed by it. This love that is the truth of us sustains us and uplifts us and allows us to feel the spiritual safety that is surrounding, enfolding, and embracing us now. No matter what is going on in our world, no matter what is going on in our personal world or our collective world, this love is the anchor that allows us to feel that sense of peace and well-being. There is only love. So I invite us to feel it, to sense it, to breathe it, and to allow it to be the guiding force as we move forward together into this service, continuing to be a community of divine love, continuing to be a light of divine love in all ways. There is only love. We affirm this and once again breathe this in now. This is the truth that connects us all. Thank you, life. I let it go and let it be, and so it is. Amen.
When I lose myself, and when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and I quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. A love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Oh yes, it's a love that heals, a love that sets us free. There is only love. Anyone? Anyone? Oh, we're doing another song in a row? Okay. Sure. It's good. We can just do a bunch in a row if you like. Why not? All right. This is just the truth. It's the truth. There is nowhere that God is not. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I forget where I come from. Sometimes I forget where I'm going to. Sometimes I get so confused I lose my way. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Then I remember there is nowhere that God is not. There is nowhere that God is not. There is nowhere that God is not. 'Cause everywhere I am, I know what I've got. Sometimes I forget what I see. Then I remember there is nowhere where God is not. There is nowhere God is not. There is nowhere where God is not. 'Cause everywhere I am, I know what I got. I forgot to pray, forgot to be still and know, forgot to forgive myself until I forget myself, forgot to ask for help, I forgot to say a single word, forgot to believe in me, believe in my spirit word. Then I remember there is nowhere that God is not. No, no, no. There is nowhere that God is not. There is nowhere that God is not. 'Cause everywhere I am, I know what I got. Everywhere I am, I know what I got. Everywhere I am, I know what I got.
Thank you, Tom Litch. Thank you to this wonderful band. Well done. There is nowhere that Tom is not. That's how. Way. That's my version of it. Right? Oh, good morning, everybody. So great to see you all here today. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited for this topic. The topic that we have for today is the practice of radiance, expanding light through gratitude and joy. I love that word radiance. And as I've been working with this topic, I was reminded that back in 2004, I was blessed to go on a trip with the Association for Global New Thought, a collection of ministers and ministries that's a whole bunch of New Thought ministries. Ministers who are from Unity, from Science of Mind, from independent New Thought centers. And it was an attempt to bring us all together. And part of the reason we went on this trip to Italy was not only to vacation together and go to sacred sites together, we had an appointment with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And we met him at the summer residence of the Pope in Italy and outside of Rome. And so we got there, we had 4 buses because there were a number of our communities together. All 4 of our buses get there and we're ushered into this auditorium, much like this. And we suddenly get word that, it's a long story that I won't go into, but there was a delay at the airport. And the airport was delaying His Holiness. And luckily we had the mayor of Rome with us in this event, who called and in strong Italian, and the next thing we know, we're told, well, His Holiness is going to be allowed to land, but he's running late. So all these New Thought ministers were attempting to entertain us, and musicians. Ricky Byers was there, and so she was singing, and Michael Beckwith was speaking, and Roger Teal was speaking, and we were enjoying it, but there's only so much you can take of that, I have to admit, and then it was sort of like, okay. Yeah, okay. So we're all just sort of sitting there waiting, and all of a sudden, I feel this like giddy feeling in my heart. I don't know how to describe it. It was sort of like Christmas morning. It was like something amazing just happened to my whole system. I just felt this, and I'm sitting there. It was such a stark difference from that moment of boredom to the giddiness that I thought, what is going on? And within just a few minutes, here comes the Dalai Lama into the room. And I knew immediately, I felt his presence the moment he stepped into the room. And then he got up and he spoke. And I will tell you, quite frankly, he said some pretty simple things. Basically, I think he was kind of like Jesus. Like, Jesus really said some pretty simple stuff like, hey, love each other. Period. Mic drop. I won't drop the mic, Cody, I promise I won't. But, pretty simple stuff. And so did His Holiness. He kept talking about we need to be compassionate for each other. Now, I loved what he said. I resonated with all that he said. But here's the thing. It was a clear example for me of it wasn't so much what he said, it was who he was. And it was what he radiated, right? That radiant energy could be felt by, I don't think it was just me, by people before he ever showed himself physically in the room. And then when he was in the room speaking to us, I found myself with rapt attention, completely caught up in the energy of this amazing man. That was the first time I was ever in his presence. I got to be in his presence a couple of other times after that. And it's always felt like that for me. And he's a shining example of that. And I've asked myself, now, what is it about this man that maybe causes him to be what I would say extra radiant? A radiance that has impact. A radiance that changes the energy of the room and can impact the people in his presence. And I believe if one person can do that, anyone can do that. And so I've really thought a lot about it. Now, it could be he's a Buddhist, and I personally love Buddhism. I think it's a beautiful teaching that teaches us to primarily surrender attachments, and so we can cease suffering. And so if he's been practicing Buddhism, which I know he has, he's been working himself out of his stories of suffering and his belief in suffering, which I think any of us could benefit from for sure. He is an avid meditator. He's talked many times when I've been in his presence about his practice of meditation. I also think that is probably a huge part of what gives him that radiant presence, is that he dives deep into the well of the infinite to discover and embody and be that presence. Now, I can't discount those things. Those things are very powerful, powerful things, and important things for us to do. And I think it also is his constancy in the willingness to experience and be that radiance, a choice to be it, a choice to court it, a choice to say yes to it. And I think there are doorways that can allow us to say yes to the radiant energy of life. This may seem like a selfish choice at first, because it seems like it's all about us. But when I look at being in his presence, I don't think his choice to be the living embodiment of the radiance of the divine is just for himself, because it clearly had an impact on me and everyone who was in his presence. It made me feel happier, more confident, more assured about the state of my life and the world. It helped me feel more creative. It helped me just feel happier and more content with life in all of its various experiences. And so today, what I want to invite us into is to pay attention to these doorways that can lead us there, and these two qualities that are being connected with radiance in our topics. Our topic today, thankfulness and joyfulness. How can we access them more powerfully? So that became the question that I asked myself as I contemplated our topic. And I had an insight that came in a very interesting and strange way. You may not get exactly how this insight came to me, but I have a confession to make. I kind of like true crime. I really kind of watch true crime shows every once in a while because I'm fascinated by them. Speaking of radiance, look at Amber. The light's shining right on you there, Amber. Woohoo! So I got caught up in a show recently that it's not exactly true crime, but it really captivated me. It was a show about murderers. It was a show about people who've committed murder, who've killed people. Many of them accidentally, or at least they claim. Some of them, under the influence of drugs and alcohol, lost control. Some of them lost their temper. And so the reason that I got caught up in this show is that I have this habit for me of saying, okay, who can't I tolerate? Who in the world do I find it difficult to tolerate? Bullies, people who harm other people, people who are thoughtless, and certainly people who kill other people. So I made myself watch this show. And I also admit that I was kind of fascinated with how could I have more compassion for people who commit murder by watching this show. I remember years ago being in Huntington Beach, California, and I was home all alone, I was single, I had no place to go, nowhere to be, and I turned on a show, and it was a documentary about Saddam Hussein. And I watched and I learned about his history, his family history. They talked about the horrible environment he was raised in, the family system he was raised in. And when I was done watching that show, I remember thinking, okay, I get how come Saddam Hussein became Saddam Hussein. And the same thing has been happening with me with this murder series. As I watch these people share about their perception of their life, how they were raised, the things that influenced them, the environments they were in, the things that happened to them, the chemistry that might have gone awry in their life for various reasons, I leave each show going, oh, I think I can see why maybe this person made that horrible choice. And there was one particular story in the last week that I watched. There was about a man who had lived a life where everybody around him who talked about him would say he had a short temper. He was just an angry person. He would lose his temper so quickly and so easily throughout his whole life. And he even said, I was so angry and I didn't even know why. I could not figure out why I was so angry. And then he finds himself in a bar one night, and he gets accused of something he didn't do by someone, and he gets very angry. He's furious about this. And then a man who was just this innocent bystander played a trick on him, not knowing the state he was in, and he lost his temper so much that he killed this man for this trick that he played on him. And he goes to prison. Of course, he gets caught very easily, goes to prison, is in prison for many years. And in prison, he wanted to take advantage of some of the rehabilitation programs that were there. So he went into counseling there, into group therapies. He'd been an alcoholic since he was 7 years old. He started drinking when he was 7, just to try to escape his family dynamic. So being sober, being supported in these circles, he discovers that he didn't realize his whole life, he never let him see himself in his truth. And his truth was that he's a transgender human being. And that he realized all his life below the surface was this reality that he knew who he was, and he never felt able to be who he really was. And that's why he was so angry his whole life. And he was so angry, that anger was so profound that it caused him to make a horrible choice. Oh my gosh, that just hit me so hard. And I thought to myself, once again, as I've always thought, I think that people who are trans or LGBTQ, who wander into our world and choose to be who they really are living examples for us of people who are, despite society and culture and all sorts of religious crap about who they should or shouldn't be, are having this huge courage to be who they are. And I admire it greatly. And then I say to myself, where am I not being who I am? And not only that, where am I not being who I really am? Who am I punishing in my life for me not choosing to be who I really am? Get what I'm saying? Like, who am I angry with, or short with, or frustrated with, or who do I not choose to be kind with because I didn't make a choice to speak my truth, I didn't make a choice to share my thoughts, I didn't make a choice to be who I really choose to be, and I did not allow the radiance of who I am to shine forth. So this story impacted me greatly and has become the central focus for me today of this message, because here's what I'm putting together. You and I are the highest version of radiance to the degree that we allow ourselves to be the truth of who we really are, despite everything. Like, think about that for a minute. Am I allowing myself in my workplace and my family and my closest relationships? Do I have ways that I would like to be expressing myself in the world in my profession, or ways I'd like to express myself in how I dress, or even if any of us are feeling frustrated that we are LGBTQ and we can't tell somebody in our world, we can't come out to them because they wouldn't accept us and all that. And I loved how this man, after being in prison for 24 years, says, I know who I am. And I could tell he looked at the camera and said, and I don't care what you think about who I am. I need to be who I am. Now, this doesn't mean that he doesn't have compassion for people who can't understand who he chooses to be. He gets that. He gets that not everyone's going to accept him. So it's not like this, you better accept me or else. It's more like I know who I am and I'm going to be who I am. And I'm inviting us to consider that for ourselves today. Do you know who you are, and are you willing to be it? Many of us spend our life desperately hoping that we can attract or find someone in our life, whether it's a romantic relationship, wanting it from a parent who's never going to give it to us, or from some system that's never. We want someone to love us to prove that we're truly lovable. If you love me, then that means I must be lovable. But here's what I want to say today. That can't happen until you go first. You have to go first. And when you go first, and I go first, in truly loving and accepting myself, then guess what I'm a match for? Guess what I am in resonance for? Guess what I'm a yes for? Is more of that good coming my way. And the doorways that I'm suggesting we can begin to walk through in order to claim this for ourselves have to do with gratitude and joy. I'm suggesting today that we go first to gratitude for who we are. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching, says to us, there is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. As we turn in joy and thanksgiving to that power, it multiplies our good. This is what I'm talking about. The ultimate, a priori, first cause of you and I being radiance is firstly being willing to be grateful for who we are. Period. Not, I'm grateful for who I am. If I just wouldn't have, yeah, right. I'm grateful for who I am. If I could just get that handled. No. I am grateful for who I am. I am grateful for where I've been. I am grateful for all that I've experienced. I find my way through that doorway. I go first to gratitude for who I am, because I know that by doing that, I open the doors of non-resistance to my beingness. See, when we're not willing to be grateful for who we are, where we've been, what's occurred in our life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we're in resistance. We're in pure resistance, like that shouldn't have happened. Oh, I wish that would have never happened. That shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have gone there. I wish I wouldn't have. Blah, 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 blah. That's resistance. And resistance has this kind of drag energy that is exhausting. Quite frankly, I think many of us are exhausted just because we're resistant to what's going on. in our life and in the world and in our experience, or what has gone on in the past. So we choose gratitude, and we give up criticizing ourselves. We give up criticizing our life. We give up making ourselves wrong. We give up questioning our past choices, and instead we turn fully to them and said, yep, I did that, I said that, I went there. That's interesting. I'm so grateful. Now, what can we be grateful for in this game? Here's some things we can be grateful for in those experiences. To be grateful for who we are, for every step we've ever taken, even the ones that haven't, quote, worked out, means that we then can be grateful that it wasn't worse than it was, right? I don't care what you've been through or I've been through, I promise it could always have been worse, right? So that can be an entry point into gratitude, just to say, well, I'm grateful it wasn't worse than it was. That's one way. I'm grateful for what I learned or who I became because of it. I'm grateful for the unexpected things or people who emerged in my life because of it. And if you can't get to any of those, the last one I'll say is, remember that step in pair treatment that I've talked about here before, I think, where we're grateful in advance. So we can even say, I'm not sure how to be grateful for that, and I'm sure there's a part of me that knows. And so I'm grateful for the awareness that is happening through me of how I can be grateful for that. That's being grateful in advance. So it's finding grateful is connected to graceful. It's giving ourselves and our life grace. It's a huge doorway to radiance because it's very heartful, heart-opening, heart-affirming. And so it's important. And then go first to the joy of pure being. Go first to the joy of pure being. One of my favorite sayings is from E.E. Cummings, who says, to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. The joy of pure being. To me, this is about encountering and knowing and experiencing what I call the layers of self. We all have these layers of self. The first layer of self is what we present to others. Here's who I am. I'm going to show you who I am and hope that you like it, right? Then there's a deeper layer. The layer of self is what is really so about me. Then a deeper layer is what is our deepest desire to express and be in our life. And then a deeper layer is our essence or soul. Now, you could complicate it more, add layers yourself. Those are the main ones that I see. But I think that radiance shines the more those layers are aligned. So in other words, if the dissonance between our essential self is huge compared to what I show you in the world of form, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to feel fulfilled. I'm not going to have access to joy. I'm going to be resentful and frustrated, might be extra angry, extra inability to really enjoy my life. And I might even blame you or the world or my culture or my faith tradition or the other political party or whatever, because I think they're keeping me somehow from being who I really am. When what we know in this teaching is that God, that essential nature, is constantly saying, please, my beloved, be who you are. Be who you are. Be who you are. And so I think a huge part of what we do in this teaching, in this faith tradition, is to help people through services and through working with our practitioners and through going to classes and through reading and sacred study to create a lack of dissonance between those layers of self so that there becomes this alignment between my essential nature and how I live in the world. I think that's what His Holiness was able to do, and how He's able to be this radiant being. I think that's what Jesus was able to do. Jesus was able to stand in the truth of who He was at the deepest level of His being and present it to the world, even despite great oppression, and despite people not understanding Him, and despite people even hating Him. But He had something that He relied on, this deep joy, because that's what's available in that deepest essence of us. The joy of being, the joy of simply existing, the joy of being God made manifest. And when we access that, and feel that as often as we can, and it bubbles up through these other layers of self, then what we are is aligned. And that alignment is the radiance of us. It's fascinating that I was, love synchronicity. I was finishing up and going over these notes on Friday, and I felt done with it. Friday's generally my day off, and I put my notes aside, and I turned the TV on because I thought, I'm going to watch a movie. And the movie that came on was Marry Me, that Jennifer Lopez had been on. And the song she was singing right as I turned the TV on and I was contemplating was, I am the love, I'm the love of my life. I am the love, I'm the love of my life. And she's singing it over and over and over again. And I thought, that's it. We have to affirm and live. I am the love, I'm the love of my life. I am the love, I'm the love of my life. I am the love, I'm the love of my life. And that unleashes this profound, radiant being that. So how to access that? Choose it over and over and over again, despite what anyone says, despite other people's behavior towards you, despite what anyone tells you about you. I am the love, I'm the love of my life. I choose it over and over and over again. What would it look like to feel the love I am and have inside of me today? What would that look like? How would I behave if I really access that love? This is one that I could do a whole talk on and probably have here. Notice when we have a hard time loving other people. Remember, it's all a projection game. My ability to love other people is absolutely in alignment with my ability to love myself. I must go first. If I'm struggling to love another person, it's very likely because I'm not loving myself some way. Doesn't mean I can't have boundaries. I can't say that doesn't work for me or that relationship no longer serves me. It doesn't mean I can't have boundaries, but it does mean that I have boundaries with love and respect. Always love and respect. Stop throughout each day and breathe and feel the radiance of the divine as us. And imagine walking through my day as living radiance. Walking in my home, with my family, at the grocery store. For God's sakes, let's be radiance while you're pumping gas these days. I know it's expensive. I drive an electric car, so I don't have to pump gas, but I have friends who have to do that, and they're complaining a lot. Happiness and the fulfillment of living really come from this deep radiance. And I think that that's what's needed more. The world doesn't need us to solve the problems as much as it needs for human beings to access, be, and live from this radiance. And that's how it's not selfish. The more each one of us does this, the more we become just like His Holiness. You walk into Target, and people in Target go, whew, wow, my mood has suddenly changed. You walk into your home, and something happens to the people in that home. You walk into your spiritual community here at CSL Parker, and your presence is felt, and you make a difference by being the radiance. Walk through the doorways of gratitude and joy. I invite us to pray together. Our practitioners are going to surround our space. Remember that they are available for prayer after service. If you need more help to love and honor yourself, feel free to do that. to let yourself give yourself the gift of prayer. And so right here and right now, I invite us just to breathe in the very breath of life with love and joy, to feel and sense the power and the force of this divine presence that is God, that is the living presence, the living light, the living love, the living joy. To claim it, to own it, to be it, to recognize that because it is everywhere present, it is right here and right now. We literally imagine ourselves standing in front of the doors of gratitude and joy and just choose to open those doors and walk through them in our mind, in our consciousness, recognizing that as we do this, we are absolutely enveloped with the radiant light of acceptance, where the universe, where God, where that infinite presence says, finally, my beloved, you have given in and stopped the incessant need to make yourself and others wrong. You have stopped the dissonance. You have stopped the resistance to the truth of who you really are. This is what the universe has been waiting for each one of us. And so in this prayerful moment, we allow ourselves to feel it, to experience it, to be it, to recognize that the energy that sees the truth of who we are is the energy that we are at the core of our being, living itself out in us, through us, and as us. And so we accept together now this invitation into divine radiance. We accept this invitation into gratitude and joy. We accept the willingness within our heart, our soul, our essence to come into alignment with the truth of who we are. And as we do this, I accept and affirm that our lives are transformed, that our bodies are made more healthy, that our relationships are thriving, that the world of form that we walk through, the conditions of our life are uplifted, that our abundance is made more visible and real and profound. We are magnets for great good through our willingness to be the radiance that we simply are at the core of us. And I'm so grateful for each one of us and our willingness to be this, experience this, and live this truth. So grateful that this is done in us and as us now. And it is from this place of profound gratitude that I release this word now, letting it be and letting it go in faith and trust, affirming that it is done as it has been spoken. Therefore, I simply let it be. With great love and great light, I let go. Thank you, life. And so it is. Amen. As we let that love and peace wash over us, we now prepare to give and share through tithes and offerings to this beautiful community. I know that through a time of change and transition, as the community's been going through, it can be really daunting to be generous and continue to give. And I've been so impressed with how you all just continue to show up and continue to support this community. I don't know the facts and figures, but I know because I know who you are. I've seen who you are and how you show up here, and it's phenomenal. And so I thank you for that. I thank you on behalf of your board and how hard your board and your practitioners and volunteers work to keep this community as the dynamic presence that it is. So thank you for all that you do and continue to do. And as we go to spread that good through our tithes and offerings today, let us affirm the truth. So please say after me, this gift I give is God in action.
This gift I give is God in action.
I give in love and joy.
I give in love and joy.
I know my radiant self.
I know my radiant self.
Thank you, life.
Thank you.
And so it is.
So it is.
What if it all depended on me to change the world, change the world? What if my only responsibility was to change the world, change the world? Let me be the one to start a revolution. Let me sing my song to the people of the world. It all begins with one, the power of one, joining with hundreds and millions of people. Believe there is one, power of one. Don't hang around, just stand up and sit down. Believe it's a change the world together. We can change the world together. What kind of love can conquer disease and change the world, change the world? What can I do to make poverty history and change the world, change the world? Let me be the one to start a revolution. Let me sing my song to the people of the world. Yeah, the children of the world. So please don't close your eyes. Please don't turn away. Let your voices rise and put your love on display, 'cause we can make a difference now. Do you believe that we can make a difference now?
Thank you, Tom. One of my favorite songs you sing. Thank you, thank you. He sings it so well, too. Okay, let's bless this offering together. So we take this moment to give thanks for the circulation that is represented not only in this basket, but in the world of form through the tithes that happen electronically, through the checks that come in throughout this week. We recognize that this good is God, is a representation of the divine abundance that flows freely and effortlessly through this community and through our lives. And we just give thanks for it. We see it, we honor it, we celebrate it. Thank you, life. And so it is. Thank you. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful week. Let's stand together if you would like to for the benediction, and we're going to sing together. So please say after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is all that I am.
Life is all that I am.
I am a radiant light.
I am a radiant light.
Thank Thank you, life.
Thank you.
And so it is.
So it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. For peace, let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are